Great team win by our guys. I thought our guys had tremendous focus this week. They know all about the streak. They know all about everything. I know our guys kind of could feel a little bit, not necessarily disrespect, but like, for sure this is the year. For sure this is the year. And it kind of pissed off a lot of our older Kansas kids. And I told them, guys, you just got to prepare and you got to prep this week. You can't worry about Saturday. It's going to get here. And if we do the things we need to do, I have a feeling we're going to play really well because these guys were razor sharp and focused, even coming off the bye week, that we knew if we played average, we'd lose the game. We knew that because that's a dang good football team, and I got so much respect for Lance, and he knows it. But if we played our best football, we were a better football team. I really believe that, and I got the kids to really believe that. That was a complete performance. Yep, we fumbled the opening kickoff. Bryce is in tears on it. They take it in and scored, and that was the only momentum I thought we gave up the whole day. And then from then on, I knew I really believed we were going to block a punt for a touchdown. And I kind of notified the officials that the first punt they have, we're coming. And everybody's coming. We weren't going to cover a lot of people. We're bringing everybody, and I think everybody was there. And I know they fumbled the snap, but they had no chance on it. And that was a turning point for us, to be down 7-0 and then to go up 14-7. So then the game plays out, and I thought our guys played really well. The one guy that I'm going to acknowledge is nobody expects me to acknowledge this, but Dr. Trace. I went right up to him after that, and I said, I was not letting you leave and retire on a loss to KU. And he's almost in tears. But I have so much respect for the Pride and what Dr. Trace, he and I have become really good friends. They love K-State football, absolutely love K-State football. Frank and the Pride do, and our kids love what the band does for us. So that was for Frank.
Chris, what's the most satisfying for you about this? What's the one thing that's going to stand out in your mind?
We dominated the football game from start to finish. After 2 minutes a game, for 57 minutes, we dominated the football game, and I thought Jalen fought his tail off. But we just kept putting pressure on him, and he did some good things, but we dominated the football game. And at the first half, it's 21-14, and they had the ball for 45 plays. We challenged the defense. We didn't tackle very well the first half, but I knew we'd play better the second half, and we did.
He's had better numbers, but you guys also had a lot of short fields. Is this as good of a game as Avery's played?
Avery was on point. And everybody knows it's more challenging to throw and catch the football when it's raining, and it wasn't pouring down rain, but it was a factor in the game with the rain. And I thought Avery he's 11 for 17, 231 yards. We can talk about Jace's touchdown. The one throw to Tibbs was an absolute dime, but the fact that we were able to protect the football. Avery did not put it in harm's way. We had the one fumble, like we said, to start the game, but we protected the football, and then we were able to strip it and get a couple of plays against them.
I asked you after the Arizona game how you guys got to that point. You're 1-3, things look kind of lost. From that point, how do you get to this stage where you're 4-4 and probably coming off your best?
Yeah, seniors, resolve, trust. I trust those kids. I believe they trust me. And it's a different era of college football. We all know that. But if K-State continues to have core kids that are here for 4, 5, and 6 years, good things are going to happen. And I don't know where this win takes us, but I know that when we came back from Arizona and we went back to fall camp, in essence, from whatever that was, September 14th on, we've played really good football in all three phases. And has it looked great all the time? And we have a loss in there too. But we've played good football. When you play good football like that, you have confidence and belief. And it's fun being around these guys, watching them practice, watching them compete.
Coach Des Purnell, Avery, Lincoln Cure got in on the action. It seems like a lot of these Kansas kids made big plays today. Just why do you think this game is so important to them?
Well, it's all of them, and I brought all the senior Kansas kids up, and they got one of our super hammers. There's a lot of fifth-year guys that, Zach Wittenberg doesn't get talked about, Bo Palmer doesn't get talked about, but those guys are the fiber of what K-State football is. It's why K-State football, in my opinion, has been as dominant as we have in this series, is because it just means so much to those kids, and then they get the transfers, they get the young kids to buy in. And, Seth Porter talked to our team on Monday, and Seth's a Texas kid, but his folks went here. His dad played here. Seth played here. Seth had those guys fired up. It didn't matter where you were from to play this game.
Chris, what do you think you guys did best defensively today?
So, I'm sorry?
Defensively, what do you think you guys did best?
Well, the first half, we were awful tackling, and that reared its head a few times on their long drive for sure, because we had them third down twice and couldn't get off. I challenged the guys at halftime. We had to tackle better. We did not give up the explosive play. I think the Henderson kid's as good a wide receiver in the league. I think he's an explosive guy, and he had our full attention. But we could not give up explosive plays. If we didn't give up explosive plays, I thought we would finally make a play, a tackle for loss, a sack, a interception, something, and we did that. So I thought defensively, when we challenged those guys, we were able to play much better in the second half.
Chris, you mentioned the opening kickoff is about the only momentum they had. How important did you view the next drive, particularly that Avery had on the next drive?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is nobody panicked, and I still don't know if they scored, honestly. I still don't know if they scored. I don't think the camera angle was great, but they did. But our guys just didn't panic, and it was like, okay, let's get into our drive, and we got into our drive, and then scored a touchdown, and then we were able to get a quick stop, and then the block punt or whatever it was for another touchdown. It was like, boom, that just flipped everything. Like, all the momentum's on their side, and it's 7-0. This crowd's crazy, and all of a sudden it's 14-7, and it's pretty quiet.
You mentioned the deep ball to Jays, but it seemed like KU was playing at safeties up a little bit. Did
Yeah.
you sense that shot?
Well, after they had the long drive, I told Matt, be aggressive. And so we called a run play, and Avery checked it to a pass because we saw press. You can't press Jace Brown. And they pressed Jace with no safety help. And I'm just telling you, that kid can fly. And when he's healthy, I knew what was going to happen. He faked it, and Jace beat him off the line of scrimmage, and then it's just, the kid's super fast. And that was probably the dagger, kind of like, hey, we got this thing cut down to 11 because we got the field goal, which I was glad they kicked the field goal. And then we come right back and boom, and now it's 42-17 or whatever, 35-17 or something. And it was like, oh, man, and that's Avery and Jace with a call from Wellesley.
What was your reaction to Jace going across the goal?
Yeah, it wasn't real bright. And I told him, I said, it's a learning moment and stuff. What do you want me to do, kick him off? The kid's one of the best players in the country, and he'll learn from it, and I love that kid. Jace knows I love him. Jace is a competitor, man. And Jace probably heard a lot of the same stuff all of our guys heard, kind of like, we're going to kick your tail this year. It's not even going to be a game. And that really fueled our guys. I'm telling you, there was a different vibe in our building this week about the importance and magnitude of us coming out and playing great football in Lawrence.
You had opportunities in that first half to kind of put it away
I
a
know
little
it.
more. Just what was it about the
I know
second
it.
half where you guys are able to do that?
Yeah, well, 21-7, and we got it in plus territory, and we take a couple losses. We had a chance to go 28-7, and we kind of screwed the pooch there. But in the second half, I think we got great field position, and I think we capitalized on that field position for sure. And so it's methodically driving the football, and then Joe Jackson, he runs the ball really hard. We had Avery getting some runs and stuff, so it was once again total team effort.
What was the key to the defensive pressure you had all day and just making life easy for Jalen?
A lot of different things. Whether it was rushing 4 or rushing 5 or rushing 6, we did a lot of different things. We had to keep changing it up on him. And they tried to tempo us a little bit so that we couldn't sub-package, and they thought they did a really good job of that. But ultimately, we went back to more zone and gave our kids a chance to have a little bit more time to get home. But, I just think our guys really played hard.
What'd you think about the stadium?
Pretty cool. I said that to Lance before the game. That's pretty awesome. And remember, I was here in 1997 as a GA, and it's a little bit different. And I just thought it was really a neat setting. And then where the team room and stuff is at, I'm probably not touring it anytime soon, but I thought it was pretty cool.
What was your message to Lance there at the end of the game?
I just appreciate and love the guy. Lance and I are really good friends, and I know how badly he wants to win this game. And if I weren't the head coach, I'd probably root for the guy. But I told him I loved him. And, we shared some nice things. Because I got the ultimate respect for that guy because he's worked his way up in this profession like I have.
You kind of downplay how much the streak meant to you throughout the week and talk to recent right now about how it's means something to them. What's this mean to you as it extends?
You know, I don't, it means a lot to those kids. I'm not been into what things mean to me a whole lot, but I just know what it meant to those kids, and I know how hard it is every week or every year as this game approaches. It's the worst week for me. It's the worst week for me. It's like when I was at North Dakota State and we had to play South Dakota State. It just sucked. And this week always sucks because everybody expects you to win. Everybody expects you not to be the guy that screws it up. And sooner or later it's going to happen, and they're going to beat us. It couldn't have been today. And I say that right now. It couldn't have been today because the pressure that those seniors carry, and then they're going to pass it on to the next group. But I don't know when we have these guys on schedule. I don't have to worry about it, hopefully for a year.
Anything else? All right, thank you.
Okay, thanks, everybody.